Hello, in this video I will be explaining how the output that you are looking at in your seminar for descriptive statistics was produced. Before I do that, I just want to remind you that all the steps that I'll be following are contained in the descriptive statistics walkthrough. So if I just flick through. Okay. So what we need to do today is to look at descriptive statistics for different groups within a sample. I'll explain that in a minute. So I would follow first the steps here, and then I could follow the steps for obtaining descriptive statistics for continuous variables, and then I can follow the steps for descriptive statistics for categorical variables. So if you want to have a go at this activity yourself, the dataset will be available on Blackboard, or if you need to produce descriptive statistics in the future, remember you always have this walkthrough to guide you. So as I mentioned, today we need to look at descriptive statistics for different groups within a sample. So in this scenario, you have fictional data from a study looking at different types of exercise, and ultimately that study wants to understand how that impacts well-being. But in order to be able to draw any conclusions about the study, what we first have to do is understand our sample. And what we're going to be using are descriptive statistics to understand how similar our different groups are to each other. And the more similar they are, the more confident we can be in, if we find a difference between the groups in well-being, it's because of the different types of exercise they've engaged in and not because of other key variables. In this case, we want to look at how similar the groups are based on smoking status, so whether they're a current smoker or a non-smoker, and their age, because it's hypothesized that those things could contribute to people's general well-being. So we want to make sure that our groups are similar on those aspects before going any further with the research, just to understand our sample better. So this is the data that was actually entered into SPSS, and that data was used in your seminar activity worksheet to produce the following descriptive statistics. And you can see that these have each been separated out by group, and that's because what we need to do is to use that data to present a single APA style table which reports the mean, standard deviation and range of ages for each group, followed by the number and percentage of smokers in each group, but in a single table. So I'll just take you through how I produced that output. So this is the data set that has been created. This is on Blackboard, and you can have a go at running the descriptive statistics yourself. We can see we have an ID column, which is the participant ID for each participant, the unique ID. We have a group column, which tells us which exercise group the participant was in. And we have a smoking status variable, which tells us whether the person is a smoker or a non-smoker currently, and their age. If we go to the variable view, this is the data view in SPSS. In the variable view, you can see that I've done that by attaching value labels, and you can see more about how to do that in your descriptive statistics walkthrough in entering and saving data in that section. So to get SPSS to separate out my analysis by group, I first need to go to data, and then I need to tell it to split the file up. There are different ways you can do this, but I will organise my output by groups. So I'm going to tell SPSS, separate out any descriptive statistics I produce by aerobic, strength training, yoga and Pilates and martial arts groups. So group, that's the variable I'm interested in. I'm going to carry that across into this box, click OK. And SPSS will open up an output file, and it will tell me that from now on my file will be separated out by group, and that's good, that's what we want. Now I'm going to go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and the first thing I'm going to do are produce descriptive statistics for my continuous variable, which is age. So I'm going to go to descriptives again. In here, age is the thing I'm interested in, so I'm going to carry that one across. And then what I need to do is click the Options button and make sure that everything that that I want produced has been ticked. By default, we have mean, standard deviation, and minimum and maximum values, but I'm going to ask for range as well. And then when I come to report my analyses, I can choose between either presenting the range or the minimum and maximum for the groups. I wouldn't do both because that would be duplicating information. So if I click continue, and then I will click OK. And what SPSS has done has produced descriptive statistics for each group for age. So there's my 4 groups, and now I can see the range for the age of each group, the minimum and maximum, mean and standard deviation. What I also need to do is to produce descriptive statistics for my categorical variable, which is smoking status. I want to know how many smokers and non-smokers are in each exercise group. So I'll go to Analyze again, Descriptive Statistics, but this time I'm going to go to Frequencies, and that's where the option I can use to produce descriptive statistics for categorical variables. So I'll click on that. And the variable I'm interested in, as I said, is smoking status, so I'll highlight that. I'll carry it across, and I can leave this all the default options as they are, so I'm just going to click OK. And again, SPSS has produced some more output, my frequencies for each group, so I can see the number of cases in each group, number of participants, and then I can see that broken down by the number of smokers and non-smokers in each group. And what I need to do now, what you need to do now, is to find a way of drawing all that information together in a single APA-style formatted table, and then using that to interpret the data, using it to draw conclusions about your sample and what each of the groups looks like. Okay, thank you.